The tragedy that happened at the Arpora-based nightclub Birch by Romeo Lane, where 25 innocent lives were lost. This was a tragedy bound to happen. This incident was predicted much earlier by activists and a senior advocate from Goa who had on 2nd of November served legal notice to the nightclub and several other government authorities, warning that this was a ticking time bomb and anything tragic could happen at this place because it was operating without any permissions, without any NOCs. There were no fire safety norms being followed and there were no permissions at all. Let us speak to senior advocate Rohit Brastesa, who had served the notice to the nightclub where this incident happened, and also this legal notice was sent to several government authorities. Sir, could you tell us what was this legal notice that was sent on 2nd of November?
See, we sent this legal representation on 4th of November 2025. This notice was addressed to the State of Goa, Chief Secretary of the State of Goa, the Chief Town Planner, Town and Country Planning Department, Directorate of Panchayats, Village Panchayat of Arpora. Then we had also sent a copy to the Collector and the Fire Department. Now we informed them that they were illegal structures constructed in survey numbers 158 and 159 of Arpora village. That these structures were erected in a water body, that is a salt pan, which is basically a CRZ 1B area where under CRZ regulations no construction is permitted in a salt pan, and that these constructions were put up without any permissions whatsoever. Now in this legal notice, we spelled out what are the nature of the structures, we've given the dimensions, the area, dimensions of the structures. We've even pointed out that an underground basement was constructed in the water body where this so-called kitchen, where this 25 people suffocated to death. And that these structures were built in a salt pan in a water body, and that these structures, that all these structures did not have a construction license. Now what happens is in Goa, or any part of India, if you require to construct any structure, you require a technical clearance order from the Town and Country Planning Department. You require a permission from the Village Panchayat of Arpora in this case. Third, you require no objection certificate from the Fire Department, and you require a no objection certificate from the GCZME, because this being a water body and a salt pan, their permission was required. Now they do not have any of these permissions. We pointed it out in our legal representation. And we also pointed out that without an occupancy certificate, now under section 3.11 of the Goa Land Development and Building Construction Regulations, no structure can be occupied without an occupancy certificate. So it goes without saying no commercial enterprise or business could have been carried out without an occupancy certificate. Now without an occupancy certificate, this commercial operations were taking place. Now we requested the authorities to immediately conduct a site inspection, and we told them that this was necessary because there is a possibility of an accident happening in that place. Now I'll read a portion of my legal notice where I had stated this. And this is what I had stated in my legal notice of 4th of November 2025. I must emphasize in the strongest possible terms that in the unfortunate event of any accident, structural collapse, injury or loss of life resulting from the continued operations of these unauthorized commercial establishments, those officials who fail to discharge their statutory duties despite this formal notice may bear personal legal liability under principles of contributory negligence and dereliction of duty. So we had very clearly stated, we had called upon the authorities, please go to the site, inspect the structures, and please seal the premises. Do not allow these commercial activities to take place without a no objection certificate from the Fire Department or an occupancy certificate. Surprisingly, from 4th of November 2025 till date, not a single response we received.
And there was no response at all from the authorities. None of the authorities responded.
Absolutely, they chose not to respond to this. They chose not to respond to this. They've taken a willful decision. This decision is basically factored on monetary pecuniary consideration. They have turned a blind eye to these activities, these commercial activities in illegal structures to basically profit from it. And at the cost of these 25 innocent victims who have died today. So if at all, what my case is, now we have got building regulations in place. What is basically required of the authorities was enforcement of the laws. Now, what did they want us today? Now, today the situation is like this in the coastal belts in Goa, Kandolim, Kalangut, and now Arpara. You find many of these clubs, nightclubs operating in illegal structures without occupancy certificates. In fact, in one matter in Kalangut, we've got around almost 20 clubs sealed by the orders of the High Court because they were operating without an occupancy certificate. And in this matter, we were to file a writ petition. In fact, we are filing it tomorrow. Later tomorrow evening or day after tomorrow, it will be filed. So we were in the process of filing a writ petition.
What are you seeking in the writ petition?
We are seeking basically enforcement of the building regulations. We were seeking sealing of the premises. We are seeking demolition of the structures, restoration of the salt pan, the water body to its original condition. Today what you find is basically all the authorities have abdicated their functions, their statutory duties. This is only happening basically for pecuniary reasons. All officials, and this is not only the officials of the Town and Country Planning Department, Directorate of Panchayats, or the fire brigade who are involved in this. We have people like politicians, ministers, MLAs of the concerned constituency who are also involved in allowing these activities. Because what they look at is basically that they feel that they are not concerned about the losses. They consider that these losses are persons who are not persons from their constituencies. As long as those persons from their constituencies make money, they are not concerned whether it's done in a legal manner or what, in a legal structure or not. As long as they make money and they are there to support them for vote bank politics, that's fine with them.
So this was Senior Advocate Rohit Brastesa, who is now going to file a writ petition seeking that government takes action on all these illegal structures which are located in the coastal belt of Goa. These structures should be demolished, these sites should be inspected, and further strict and stringent action should be taken against those responsible so that such incidents, such accidents do not happen again. With camera person Siddesh and Ritesh Desai, this is Devesh Singh in Goa for India Today.